Hey, good morning everyone, and greetings from Los Angeles, California, where today I'm going to be checking out the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, a relatively new museum. It opened in September of 2021, and I've wanted to check this out for a while. Let's go see what it has to offer. And I've made it inside. Kind of a basic lobby for the museum. It costs $25 to come in here. I believe the experience begins here on level 1, the Stories of Cinema. Yes, and it's a 3-story exhibit about the stories of cinema, and it begins here. Some of these screens showing off different famous movie stuff. Now time to venture into the second level of Stories of Cinema. Pretty cool start to this exhibit. The next section focuses on significant movies and movie makers: Casablanca, Lawrence Portillo, and Boys in the Hood. I've never seen any of those.
Casablanca in French Morocco.
Entonces, ¿por qué me mentiste, mamá?
October 30th, 1990. We're at the Mason House, row number 47. Roman that doesn't.
The next section focuses on the Academy Awards history. And as you would think, at the Academy Motion Pictures Museum, there are a lot of Oscars. Pretty neat. This was the Academy Award for Visual Effects won by Star Wars back in the 70s. This exhibit's all about Agnes Varda. But I like this. This is neat. This next section is all about the history of the Academy Awards. There's a big timeline of pretty much every year of the awards.
I'd just like to dedicate
And some favorite famous outfits
in the military
and
who risk their
acceptance
lives
speeches.
on a daily basis.
It's all about screenplays and storyboards. It's a storyboard from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. They have a really neat exhibit dedicated to the Godfather film. Including the horse head. Up next is Image. And it is just kind of a movie. But they are talking about Black Panther. A film I quite enjoyed. And now sound. So it's pretty neat. It shows you how they did all the Foley sound effects for Raiders of the Lost Ark in the opening scene. It's really neat. The next room in the museum is all about identity. And I love the costumes on display and the way they've displayed them. The vibrant Dick Tracy costume.
Then we had to do all those people in the afterlife, which I brought in all my hair pieces.
They have a part of the room for concept art, like the Tin Man, and then check out the Terminator. Some famous wigs. Poison Ivy. This is Doubtfire. Beetlejuice. The next exhibit is Backdrop, all about kind of the backgrounds of motion pictures, and this is pretty incredible. This is from North by Northwest, and it is, oh man, probably good 30 feet tall by 30 feet wide. You can also get a second story view from this floor. Now heading into the third level of Stories of Cinema. There's a pretty large exhibit for Pedro Almodovar. someone who I'm not particularly familiar with. The next section of the museum is about inventing worlds and characters. And I love this. It's from Kubo and the Two Strings, which is a wonderful film. Some maquettes from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They also have one of the puppets from the films, from Kubo and the Two Strings. This is fantastic. All different heads of Jack Skellington, showing off different emotions used in the film. And he's right next to the missing link. Very cool. This is a maquette of Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio all the way back in 1940. They've got a few animation styles, including one from The Little Mermaid. Some more puppets and maquettes. Corpse Bride, Ursula, the Pixar short Bow. I always love any time a museum that has the maquettes and the puppets in them. Very neat here. They've got Frank Thomas's desk. He was not the baseball player, it's a famous animator. He's one of Walt Disney's 9 Old Men, and a big part of the company. The next section is effects. As you'd expect, they got some cool stuff in here. There's a face capture device from Avatar. Of course, the T-1000 from T2. And then look at the puppet for the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Those super old computer inputs. Well, I'm gonna like this next one. Inventing the worlds and characters.
Oh, it's one by 7.
And they've got R2-D2 and C-3PO. Here's a Koye's costume from Black Panther. Last time I texted Molly, I believe she was actually watching the film right now, so that's a lucky coincidence. They've got a Xenomorph's head from Aliens. A horrifying bunny suit from Donnie Darko. Really neat. It's Edward Scissorhands costume. I didn't realize what this was walking by, but it is the prosthetic that turned Danny DeVito into Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin. And more Batman Returns stuff. This was a miniature of Cobblepot Manor. An orc from Lord of the Rings. Fascinating. This is an animatronic of the Terminator. You can see all the wires in the back. Fantastic costume from the Dark Crystal. Very neat costume. It is the monster from Shape of Water. This is really well presented. It's almost 360 degrees round, all about how space has been presented in movies throughout history. Well, I've definitely found my favorite thing in the museum. Hanging from the rafters, they've got a Jaws. Now, it's not one of the 3 that were used in the film. Those unfortunately vanished and perished, but it was made from the same mold, and obviously it's in great shape. It was refurbished, and man, that's just so cool. What an awesome spot for it. If you go all the way up to the 5th floor, there's a bridge which then takes you to this terrace, and the view is amazing. Check this out. I see a kind of a very peaceful spot up here. Imagine this is very popular for private event rent-outs. But yeah, wow, what a view looking this way. The big Hollywood Hills. Zoom in. You can see the famous Hollywood sign. $15, there is an Oscars experience you could do, which is like kind of put you on stage at the Oscars and you can give a speech. I didn't pay the upcharge to do that, but I'm going to go into the path of cinema. This is a smaller exhibit all about how they got to the motion pictures. So we've got everything from magic lanterns to some wild-looking lanterns and old-timey optical illusions. Next exhibit is Regeneration, Black Cinema from 1898 to 1971. It's a very well presented and very, very large exhibit as well.
Just a quick note, this was a temporary exhibit. It ran for about a year and it's going to be ending in July. So I'm guessing they probably do temporary exhibits that run and change about every year.
There we go, that was the Academy of Motion Pictures Museum. Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. That was pretty cool. This building here, that's where that big terrace is up there. On the lower levels, they have some high-tech theaters for screenings, so that would probably be pretty cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think a very, very well presented museum, very modern museum. My favorite part was definitely seeing Jaws. But there we go. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.